Hi, this is Ben Baxter with Accent Software. Today we're going to look at a quick tip for Business Central and how to process drop shipments. This is a very easy setup within the system. I'm going to go to something called purchasing codes. You can just do a quick search for it. I have one set up called Drop Shipment, and it is where the vendor that I placed the order with directly ships it to my customer. So I have a little flag that marks it as drop shipment, not to be confused with special orders where those are usually custom. The vendor delivers it to you, then you handle delivering it to the customer. Drop shipment is direct from vendor to your customer. The first thing I'm going to do is create a sales order, and we'll go ahead and create a new one. All we're going to do is select an item. So once I've keyed in my header information, who I'm selling to, if we go ahead and put in our 1896 desk, what we're going to do is we're going to simply mark the line as drop shipment. Now this field is typically hidden by default, so it does need to be something that's added to your page. You can do that very quickly through personalizing. Once that field is on the page, you simply check the box, and then you tell it how many the customer's ordered. So we'll just do one of these Athens desks being directly delivered to our customer. We'll go ahead and put in their PO information, and that's it. I leave the order as is, and we're gonna go out of the order and we're gonna go to a separate process. So this is where you're typically having order entry enter all the orders throughout the day, and then somebody in the planning generally is going to come in and run the drop shipment calculations. So I'm going to say get sales orders in my requisition worksheet. And when I run this, I'm going to do it wide open. Now I just have the one line, but you can leave this open and it will give you all of the suggestions that you have that fall within the drop shipment category for the items that you're going to deliver to clients. You can filter it down if you want to. So we'll say okay. On my Athens desk, this is the item that was there. I can review the information. So it's going to create a new purchase order from a specific vendor. So vendor 3000. Everything looks good. We're just going to go ahead and carry that out. And so that creates my purchase order. Hopefully you have a process that can take those POs and then send them off to the vendor and they can start processing it. Now we're going to go back to the sales order because I want you to be aware of something. You do not lose the visibility of that information. So this is my drop shipment line. On the order itself, there's a drop shipment purchase order view, and that will take me directly to the purchase order that is related to this sales order. Now I do have to have the purchase order created. Obviously it's not making the purchase order, but as soon as it's there, I can see what's going on and make sure I can get to it. Now the same thing is true on the purchase order. I should have shown that while I was there. But if I go back to our purchase orders, we'll go to the last one in the list. The same functionality is there. If I want to know what this relates to, I can have the sales order pulled up directly from the purchase order as well. So let's go ahead and process this. So we'll put in our posting date. We'll give it a vendor invoice in case they've invoiced us. We'll put in a quantity to receive of 1. Now I'm not physically receiving this. So generally you're going to be updating a drop shipment based on the vendor notifying you that they've shipped the product on your behalf. So you're not physically receiving an item. You're really just getting notice that the vendor has done a shipment on your behalf. And so I'm going to mark this PO as having been received, and we're going to see what happens on the sales order side. So we'll just do a receive on this. So if we go to the drop shipment sales order list, what this will do is actually take me back to my sales order, and I can see if I scroll over to the right that it's now marked as shipped. So because I received it, it's as if I shipped it, because what really happened is the vendor notified me that they've shipped it. So I'm never actually going to see the product. The client's going to see it, but I want to make sure my system knows, and so it does it automatically for me. Because the two are linked, it marks the sales order as shipped, and I can then invoice this customer for that product that has been shipped to them. If you have any questions on this or questions on Business Central in general, please reach out to us and let us know how we can help, what questions you have, and we'll be happy to assist you.